All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the meeting of the Ware Board of Selectmen for November. Listen to me. January 29th, 2024. Start the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so slight change on the agenda. The towing discussion with Chief Moore will not be taking place. Both parties decided they did not want to discuss it here. They had hashed it out at the station with a good conversation, both of them stated, so that will not be heard tonight. Do see the Pratts and the Baileys, so we'll have that discussion, building protocol, winter road discussion.
Sir, I'd like to table this because we were advised that the Pratts would not be here tonight, so my attorney then canceled just a couple hours ago. And I think it's unfair that we would move forward on that, or at least consider taking the advice of the town attorney, which she clearly states to you all that a building permit and variance is not required, that I never stopped my building, the town and state did. And as soon as that was lifted, I moved forward trying to.
Can you just take a couple steps forward to the mic?
Sure. Trying to continue the build. So if you look at what Laura sent to you all tonight, she says either table it or vote that I don't need that variance.
Understood. Do the Pratts want to say anything? No? Okay. Board members?
I didn't think the discussion was on whether or not Mr. Bailey was getting a variance. I thought it was a process discussion around questions that were asked by the Pratts.
Correct. And that was initially my feel as well, and then it was requested, the Baileys requested to be here, and then it kind of took off from there as far as, do we need attorneys, and attorneys were contacted, and I think it did grow out of, and no fault of anybody, but, so,
Can we still not have the process discussion?
I don't see why we can't.
No, I mean, we were gonna have, like, we had wanted, as a board, to have representatives from a handful of committees, boards, whatever, and town employees here for that, and nobody's here, so.
Correct.
They all declined, right? Felt they.
Planning board declined, zoning board declined.
That was because they thought it was a
Talking about
discussion on a
variance.
particular address and not a process
Not a
problem.
process problem.
I interpreted it that way too, is their rationale for not attending was because they thought it was a specific issue, not process related.
Understood.
So should we ask them again that,
It's up to the board.
I'm fine with tabling it, but I'd like to be very clear about what we're going to return
Discuss.
to when we
No,
revisit it.
I don't disagree. That pliable for the rest of the board?
Well, it sounds like that's kind of where we're at. I mean, I don't think it's this board's position to issue variances and stuff.
Oh,
That's
no, no,
other
no,
boards, you know.
no,
I mean, that
no.
was the recommendation to the attorney, but that's
But that,
not the rest of the four of you, but that's certainly not my expertise, that's
yeah, and I don't,
what the attorney and the other offices are for, so.
Yeah, I think broadly are the people we are appointing understanding of what their roles are, and are the people that we have hired understanding what their roles are? Because we do oversee both of those situations.
Right.
And is the documentation that we have on telling them what to do
Exactly.
adequate?
Yep. What can we do to improve that?
okay.
so maybe we need the planning and zoning board to come and meet with us and try to straighten it out?
As a
Process.
big round table
Okay.
with everybody here.
Yeah, discuss it and make sure that everything's being done correctly.
I think the only other time we've done that was upstairs, but I'm not saying we can't do it.
Yeah, that's what I thought we were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's understood.
That's what I also thought we were doing.
Okay. I don't know exactly where it went off the rails, but it did, so. All right, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Again, I'm only one vote, so,
I have to apologize for getting y'all here
yeah, definitely,
and misunderstanding,
definitely.
but we're,
All right, so
So we need to contact everybody,
I would agree.
get a date so everyone can come and,
Yeah, because I don't think it's I don't wanna say fair, but for the chairmans of each board to be the only ones there, so.
They were all invited.
No, I know they were. I know, what I'm saying is everybody gets invited and we try and make the meetings happen, so,
You only heard from the chairs. You
Correct.
heard from the-
correct. So, and who knows if they talk to each other or not, so, right. So, all right, do we wanna try and put a firm number on it, a firm date, I mean?
So, excuse me, I think we should also be a little more forceful than an invite. That this is something we need.
We're
Requesting.
requesting a meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And
Understood.
I'd like to have the building and code enforcement as well. I don't know if we talked about that last time or not.
I think their names
thought
were
we did
mentioned. I think their names were
building.
mentioned.
Code enforcement works Monday nights, so he's not here.
Okay,
He has a second job.
right. Okay, so that might be difficult.
Or we may need to
Or we
meet a
meet
different
another
day.
night.
Yeah. Understood. When did we slate the unsealing? What,
26th.
all right, so that's the end of the month, okay.
The 19th, this building is closed for President's Day. It's a holiday. I know it's opposite of the school.
Okay, so that leaves like
You get
3 weeks,
the 5th, the 12th, March
March 4th,
4th. And then you have one more before town meeting.
right, which is the 11th.
Maybe the 12th. It's a couple of weeks, right?
The 12th of February? That works for me, if we can get all the boards together.
It does not work for me, but I'm only one person out of 5.
Push it out then.
I was gonna tell y'all tonight I will not be here that day.
Okay. Does that work for the rest of the board? or-
Sure.
Okay. Bailey's, Pratt's? Okay. Okay.
And just to reemphasize, we're not looking to hash out, adjudicate
Variance of the building
any
permit.
particular,
Counsel for this?
no.
I would hope not, no.
This is a what happened, maybe in
In
a
the
particular
process.
case, but that the
Right.
town could improve,
Right, in our process.
not decisions to be
Yep.
made for a particular person.
Specific.
That were made or to be made.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Okay. February 12th.
And I believe we also talked about the outcome of this very first meeting may not be total resolution. There may be more meetings that have to come after that. Is everybody,
Or more information gathered type
Right.
thing. Yep.
Yeah.
okay? So,
Yes.
just so
Contact
we're
outside.
level setting that we're not gonna come out of here next meeting with everything on paper and agreed to, that we're gonna change, implement, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Very good. And again, apologies to the board, both parties involved. All right, we're not doing that, so we're gonna finalize and sign the 2024 town warrant for posting.
You're not doing public comment?
It's not on the schedule tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, so we have,
Good night.
we had a couple recommendations come from legal. First one being,
Vicki, what you're, what
Yep.
you're looking at says right across, DRA and legal have approved this. What you have to decide on
Okay.
is, are you gonna include one fee
well, I thought,
or not?
well, I guess I didn't see it, but I thought that legal had said pull out, like, for the funding for the cruiser was to,
Those articles have changed the word in
Oh,
both DRA and.
okay,
So I'm just saying, this is what's been approved
Okay.
by DRA as well as legal.
okay,
Within that, there are corrections.
okay. So I guess we need, do we want to go over the corrections, or?
Sure.
Okay. I think this is the latest and greatest from before. 2022. I don't believe the budget one probably changed. First one change would have been the collective bargaining? Oh, no, or non-union. I guess it would be non-union, right? Because she had a recommendation on 8. There it is, right there. But again, I don't know what was 8.
Yeah, it's changed largely because Thursday night, the zoning board,
Pulled.
sorry, the planning board
Yep.
pulled off the First Amendment for wetlands, they're gonna give it a year, so that
Okay.
bumped every article up.
Okay.
So Article 8 was the CBA.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
now
It was.
87, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was a suggestion about authorizing the governing body to call one special meeting. I don't remember doing that in the past, though.
We have not.
No.
We've not done it.
Okay. So,
I mean,
I just wanted to
that's
mention it, that's all.
priority to you, but
Okay.
we've never done
I didn't think we had, so.
What's the downside of
yeah.
not putting it on the warrant? Obviously, I know we can't call another meeting without that, or we would have to
Well-
notice it and petition it correctly.
If the CBA was defeated, it would lock back to 2024, 2023's
Okay.
collective bargaining.
But without the addition of the new
Locking us
article,
down.
we
Huh?
have no ability to try it a second time?
Correct.
That's the only thing that's gonna impact it?
As far as I know, yes. That's all I'm gathering out of it. I know that usually the schools put that on there, on
it.
theirs.
If you
if
read
you want me.
on the budget one, we have that opportunity as well.
Yes.
We've never exercised.
Never exercised it, right. So we can, or we don't have to. Again, I don't remember doing it in my tenure here.
Where does it say it again?
In the email we got,
Oh, yep.
it said, if it's defeated, authorized governing body, call one special meeting
Yeah, I know.
at its option.
Right, right.
Is there a date you're reading your, I thought I printed it. What date are you reading your email?
January 23rd.
This is the email, if you don't have it up on your screen.
Yeah. I'm looking for my
Any
chart.
thoughts?
I didn't like it when the schools did it, so my vote would be no.
Yeah, I don't,
It irked me that
the thing
it
is,
isn't the final decision of the voters, and
yeah, the voters know what they're voting on.
you don't get the same amount of, you get a different voter base the second time around.
Right, yeah. So I'm not in favor of it either.
I think that
And
aligns with the discussions that we had at the table with them anyway. Like, we came to an agreement based on,
Okay.
this
What-
is our shot for this year.
Right, and if the voters vote no, it's no, and if they
Yeah.
vote yes, it's yes.
That's kind of what I thought, okay.
Plus, it also costs us more money to go back for a second time.
Oh, yeah, because we have to do in the whole nother ballot box system and everything, so. Well, I guess before we get too carried away, do we want to, because obviously the next line down is the speaking assignments for 2024 deliberative. Do we want to do that as we go?
It's a good idea.
Okay, just a thought. So usually the chairman takes the budget, so I'll take the budget. Okay. And then the CBA, I would think it'd be whoever was on the bargaining team, maybe
Either me or-
whoever it was.
Yeah, both of us.
Okay.
It doesn't, I don't care one way.
Let's see. Maybe we could do like a tentative, and then if at the end of this, we find out somebody's got a lot of them, then.
Oh, sorry. No, taillight warranty. So, yeah, it's tentative. Yeah, absolutely. We can do that.
So who's doing CBA?
I don't
I
care.
think it should be one of you two.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking ahead.
I don't care.
Yes, no, maybe? Sherry, you want?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Who's doing it?
Sherry.
Very.
All right. And I think we didn't quite get a consensus yet on the other one. I know you're a no for the second option. I'm a no.
I'm a no.
Okay. Okay. All right, so then we'll go to Article 9 for the wage adjustment. That was rewritten, but no, that was not rewritten. I don't believe.
No.
No, not according to the email, it wasn't rewritten, so.
It may have,
Had
you
some,
may have tweaked it because DRA wanted something
right.
for clarity.
So the next one's a non-union raises, right?
8 is non-union.
Right.
Yeah.
They did pull something, because it's a little bit smaller than the last one.
It is.
I think it's the same, it's just different margins or different
Okay.
text
Just
set.
different,
Okay, different font, maybe?
well, different
Yeah.
size font.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Who wants Article, if we're good with that, who wants Article 9?
I'll take that
Who's
one.
gonna do?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
It's 8.
Why am I moving around like this? I did this the other night, too. 8, yes, non-union.
It's 8 now, yeah, it was 9,
Yeah, there you go. That's why I'm confused.
yeah.
All right, so who wants to do that? I don't think that changed.
I can do it.
Okay, you want that one?
Sure.
What's that?
Article 8.
Oh,
Salem,
All right, now let's go to Article 9 for the DPW. And that one doesn't look like it changed. Numbers are exactly the same, so. Ben, you want this one, you said?
I can't, I was voting, I was
Or are you doing non-union?
volunteering for the one Salem got one.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, I'll do 9.
Okay.
I was a big advocate for keeping it the same as the police union, so.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. All right, Article 10, which is the fire department wage adjustment. I don't believe anything changed.
I did have a question
Yep.
on this, if we could just, I don't know if we're indulging any questions or not.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did we decide that this eliminated the Group 1 steps? I know that there was a piece of paper that had blacked out stuff on it, but did we agree that that was what was being done?
It
or just
eliminate-
the raises?
It eliminated a position in there, which was, what's the old one?
That sheet there, the
Yep.
top.
Right, the big blacked out box that we're talking about? So that was for the rescue technician spot. But the current employees that we have that are Group 1 are getting this.
Okay, so the Group 1 boxes aren't going away, that was for tech?
Correct, rescue tech.
Thank
right.
you, I
Yeah,
appreciate the clarification.
Yeah. That's the way I understood it. I don't know if I misunderstood it, understood the chief the other day. But he just, the plan is moving forward that they don't want to hire any more rescue technicians and want to move, but we do have a couple of Group 1s in there, and they would be receiving and moving in the scale. So,
Just on your DPW wage adjustment,
mhm.
I had to add, ask for the word dollar,
Dollars.
for $3, I had
Okay.
dollar.
Okay.
I had another question on the fire one.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hemmed and hawed. I, in particular, hemmed and hawed about which way to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to put recommended or not recommended, or can we opt to not put a recommendation one way or the other?
I think you have to put one or the other.
One or the other, I believe.
You do not recommend it.
We don't have to weigh in on petitions, but I think we have to weigh either way.
Have to?
We do not have to weigh in
No,
on
I'm like,
petitions.
I'm surprised to hear that we have to weigh in on this. Because, you know, we kind of talked about, well, let the voters decide, they'll be informed. But then we're also putting our thumb on the scale one way or the other when,
Understood.
so sure, I'm of the opinion, like, yes, I think that it's important to make sure everybody's informed what they're voting on, but
you think by us recommending it that some people are gonna vote yes,
right.
so take it all off and don't recommend anything, one way or the other.
And that was my question is,
I mean, you'd have to do it to all, you can't do it just to, right.
Yeah, I don't think you could do it to only
You gotta,
one.
I think you gotta do it to all of them, just leave it
I
alone.
think legally you could do whatever you want. I think it would look
That way it makes,
funny,
lets the
unfair,
people,
only picking that for one, but.
I mean,
I
the way,
don't think by law we have to recommend or not recommend any of them or some of them, but I don't know as it's, we should do one and not the rest of them.
if we're gonna put something on there, then I think I'd like to switch my vote. If
to
that's-
a no or
a
an
no.
abstention. Okay.
Yes.
And that's fine. I have no problem with that. So,
Then I would also like to change mine to an abstention, because I was thinking that when I was voting for just putting it forward to the voters, not necessarily that I was endorsing it.
okay. So that makes it
2-1-2.
2-1-2.
Or, yeah, yeah. no,
2-1-2.
2-1-2.
So it doesn't have the majority.
Well,
Would be not
it's not recommended then.
No, with the abstentions, it's still the two that voted, I think. I'm not sure. How would that go?
I believe it would be, the 2-to-1 would still be recommended.
Correct. Yeah, 2-1-2 would still be recommended.
I believe so.
Yeah. Because if we had,
But it's 2 yeah, 2
I had
no's
said
and 1
no.
abstention, ain't it?
what's that? 2 yes,
2 yeah.
1 no, 2 abstentions.
2 abstentions.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was 2 no's.
No, it's 1 no.
Oh, then I think it would still be recommended.
I believe it would be, right. Because if you recused yourself and you weren't a vote, you'd obviously be an abstention vote. So.
But it would,
well,
but it would still
something-
reflect the number, you know,
Right.
which should,
Okay. No, I think that's
is that what
that's
everybody
fine.
wants to do then?
I don't have a
Change
problem
the
with that.
vote?
I don't have a problem with it.
So it's 2 yes,
Yep, 1 no, 2 abstentions.
1 no. 2 abstentions.
Okay. All right, and
Assignment.
tentatively, I'll take it. All right. Brings us to Article 11, which is the full-time library position. Any comments? Who wants it?
I'll do it.
All right, police cruiser?
You're gonna notice that it's committed fund balance, but changed to unassigned fund balance.
Yes.
on all
Yep. On both of them, right?
of them. On any one that you saw committed, which
Mhm.
was the,
Right, that got changed to unreserved.
the cable, and this year.
Okay.
We might consider it committed.
But it's still,
As far as a bookkeeping thing.
Yep.
It's still from the unassigned fund balance.
yeah, okay. Any changes, alterations to the cruiser? Who wants it?
I can do that one as well.
Yep.
Revolving fund has been around back and forth.
Yeah, that changed.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
They removed the, furthermore sentence, and they removed the use of these funds sentence.
Okay. And that was DRA, they removed those?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so it shortened up. All right. Any comments on this?
And I guess so DRA said it's okay, sorry, let me back up. Town council said, I do not believe grants or criminal forfeitures can go directly into a revolving fund, but DRA may say otherwise. So did DRA say otherwise?
The only thing she weighed in on was to remove the, those two sentences, and it says the statute does not provide for the type of requirement once the fund's been established, and that those two offsetting the purchase must be approved by the legislative body. So she didn't even talk about criminal in the DRA.
So do we assume that that means that DRA believes
would-
that
I would
everything
think if
in
there was-
here is legal?
If there was a problem with it, they would have flagged it.
Okay, that's the way it works?
That's my feeling.
That's the hope.
That's my gut feeling, yeah. And they would have kicked it back to us and said no, or do this, or something. But they did change it, so it's not like they didn't read it.
Right.
Do we, so again, I'm just continuing to read the feedback from town council. You need a separate article to discontinue the special detail revolving fund. That money will lapse to the general fund, and then you can raise and appropriate it into the new public safety services revolving fund. So do we want to go ahead and do that?
That was,
We did not want to discontinue the special detailed fund because that is where
Oh,
the
right,
labor
right, right,
comes
right.
from.
the labor came from.
Okay.
That's the in and out pass-through.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so we're good with 13?
Yes.
Okay, who's taking it?
No one's gonna volunteer for this one.
I know, right?
Who can, I don't know that I could explain it
Well, I think
adequately.
you can move the question and we spread the chief, you don't have to,
Yeah.
that's a lot of the things
I'll,
gonna
I'll
happen.
do it.
Okay.
I'll talk to him.
All right, cable funds from the franchise agreement. I think that was pretty cut and dry.
That's the unassigned fund balance, because we talked about committee before.
Yep, yep, so they changed the wording, but the purpose didn't change.
Yeah, I can take that one as well.
Okay.
Yes, I'm picking the easier ones. just so
I
you know.
noticed. All right. All right, full-time building inspector,
I don't mind.
is that?
I don't mind.
Okay. That one didn't change language, I don't believe. Huh? Okay.
The ten-wheeler, they don't like pennies, so they round the dollars.
Oh. I didn't know.
And if you look at what was there, and we moved it around a little bit to be, it says to raise and appropriate 280,000 to be added to the previous established.
Yeah,
That was at the end of the sentence before.
yeah.
And then it says for the purpose of purchasing one new fully equipped ten-wheel plow
Mhm.
truck. And then again, 79,797 from the unassigned fund balance.
Mm-hmm. I'll take this one. Anybody want to comment on it? With the small changes? No? Okay.
To me, it's the same thing, it's just
Just-
different
It just moved
words.
around, it just moved around.
different
Yeah.
words, correct?
Moved within the article.
Okay.
We try to keep it consistent so that they don't,
Right,
and we had moved the sentences around.
yeah, and took off the cents. All right, the state bridge funds,
Again,
they rounded it, I see that, yeah,
That's it.
and then committed was unassigned.
correct, so they changed the verbiage. Who wants that?
I'll take it.
Okay. Road reconstruction,
Yeah, I'll take it.
I figured,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. They didn't change that one, because we,
I only spelled the word construction wrong the first time.
okay. All right, you all set with 18? Yep. To 19, roadside mower,
That didn't change.
at all? Okay. I'm glad that was put down at the bottom. Anybody jumping up and down for this one?
We'll do it.
Okay. Trailer caddy?
I'll do it.
Okay, I don't think they changed this one, did they?
No,
Okay,
they didn't change the next one anyway.
okay. All right, yeah. Landfill cap?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Ben's doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cypre?
I'll do it.
Okay. Before we go on, you guys know this also includes writing the purpose, right? For all these articles?
So, yeah, I was just gonna say, you might wanna explain that.
Yeah,
So those of you
That's
that
why I'm
take
stopping.
those articles, you end up being responsible for writing the purpose for the mailer.
that small purpose statement in the mailer? Was
So
it,
that when
was
we
it
get back together, you guys
2 or
all
3
get together.
sentences?
Yeah.
Yeah. it's not
Bring
that-
in like next meeting, I'll go over them, or no?
Do you have a
We don't
meeting
have a
on
next meeting
deliberative?
Oh,
before.
that's right.
You will have a meeting on the fifth.
Oh, that's right, and deliberatives at
So
9.
after the deliberative, it's to get the mailer out, the mailer has to go to the printer by the 16th.
Okay, yeah, so just have your notes ready and we can finalize the next meeting. Okay. Conservation Forester? No changes on that one, I don't believe? Nope. Sherry, you want this one from the
Sure.
committee?
Who's doing that?
I
Sherry.
will.
Okay. And down to 24.
Which this is,
Used to be 25.
correct. Did we reword it at all?
It's been rewarded with DRA, because at the end you had tacked on estimated to cost. She added to further raise and appropriate the sum of $60,000 for such fees
Mm-hmm,
that may be requisite come from the town. So instead of having it at the end that just said estimated at 60, she politely moved it up just to
Mhm.
make it flow a little better.
yeah. Right, and that was,
That was
Yeah.
DRA.
and that was also kind of the recommendation of Laura as well,
Mhm.
because it said the meeting approval to spend them, so.
Correct.
Okay. This, the next one's our petition, I believe.
Okay, but you never finished.
No, I know,
Okay.
I just wanted to
All right.
make sure I was in the right position here, that's all.
And then you go to the petition.
Right.
Which DRA didn't want any input, those were printed
As written, right. And we also don't, we can, but we don't weigh in on them usually.
no.
Right. We have in the past, but not all the time, so brings back to 24. And we did get, there was quite a bit back and forth. It appears, and Andy is here, it appears that he has asked some more questions as of 4:30 this afternoon.
There's been a right to know request to get a copy of the legal opinion as well that we came this afternoon.
Yep.
I don't know if you wanna read it, I think Denise had asked you guys to read it out loud, once you finally get an answer.
Oh,
Excuse me.
gotta go back a ways. Maybe I gotta open it up. I'm not really a fan of the, mobile version here. This is from the 8th. So,
January 26th is the,
yeah, it folds it around, that's all. These are the additional questions.
Right,
Oh,
keep going, it's in the back
okay.
there.
Like I said, it's quite a chain here. All right, so on the
It is on the, it's in the computer, it's colored, it's light purple,
Oh,
but it's
yeah.
not there.
I have it in color, if you need it.
Sure.
It's in color.
Yours?
It's not much of a
Yeah.
difference, are you colorblind?
I guess when it comes to that color again,
No, it
Keep
does
going.
look close.
I don't see it.
It starts at the bottom of page 4, mine does.
So it's like a tiny bit lighter.
I'm not seeing it.
It's not purple though.
Yeah, my eyes are pretty good, but they're not, it's not that good. I'll take your copy if I can.
It's still dark, but it's not as,
Oh, yeah. No, I can definitely see the difference there.
Okay.
Okay.
Or maybe I didn't print in color. Sorry.
I'm looking at it going, what?
He
Why
really
was
They
it-
thinks,
usually
why did
do,
Salem
so-
looked at it, I'm like, oh.
Usually
he
do.
really thinks he's colorblind now.
Yep,
No,
exactly.
sorry.
Be visiting the doctor here next week.
Yeah, we're just
All right,
gonna mess with your head every meeting now to the end.
Thank you, appreciate that. So there was response from the, January 29th. It went back and forth. It says, all, I have had the chance to review the additional materials Andy sent over. For those of you who have not seen it, my January 8th email exchange with Naomi was this. And that was dated Friday the 26th. I think this is where, there we go. All right, so this is the email from January 8th. Naomi, assuming that the balance of the purchase price had no strings attached, here's what I believe to be the situation. Lot 408-123, consisting of 129.66 acres, was conveyed to the town of Ware, acting by and through its Conservation Commission on April 21st, 2014. The deed references a plan which shows the gravel area but not any other set-aside area. The conveyance was authorized by a 2013 warrant article which referred to the purchase of 137 acres, raised the appropriated $380,000 towards the purchase, and specifically said that 20 acres would be set aside for future recreational facilities and gravel pit. After that warrant article, on January 8, 2014, the Conservation Commission agreed to increase its contribution from $50,000 to $180,000. The minutes of that hearing on the contribution reflect that it was with the condition that it be conservation land with a conservation easement on it to be held by Southern New Hampshire Planning, Southern Society of Prevention of New Hampshire Forests, and the Ware Conservation Commission will be the manager of the property with the exception of the athletic field areas and gravel pit area. Also, after that warrant article on November 13th, 2023, the Mildred Hall Committee agreed to contribute an additional $25,000 from the Charles and Ethel Eastman Fund towards the cost of the purchasing of the property. You have been unable to locate those minutes, and I have no information about that fund or its purpose or why the Mildred Hall Committee has any authority to expend from that fund. This additional contribution is noted in the minutes of the December 2nd, 2013 Board of Selectmen meeting, where there was also a comment that ball fields may be challenging to be developed on that lot. Minutes from the Mildred Hall Committee meetings where the original $130,000 contribution was discussed have no information regarding whether athletic fields were contemplated, though they all reference that the property would be used for recreation and town events. Based on all I've seen, I believe that the Conservation Commission at all times knew and agreed that there would be 20 acres that would be, not be subject to conservation easement or their control, and that these 20 acres would consist of a gravel pit and, quote, recreational facilities, unquote. There is nothing that says where those facilities, what those facilities are. There is nothing that says the 20 acres has to be contiguous. The Conservation Commission expenditure appears to have been done properly with a public hearing and vote. I do not know whether the November 13th vote of the Mildred Hall Committee actually took place, though I have no reason to doubt that it did, or whether proper procedures for that expenditure were followed. I believe this answers all the outstanding questions, but please let me know if I can be additional assistance. Now, there's more. It says, Andy has sent me, in addition to the information I already have, one, information regarding the variance that was granted in 2011 to allow the boundary line adjustment where the 7.49 acre was added to the parcel, including minutes of the ZBA meeting and what appears to be the application that was submitted by Mr. McSweeney. Two, excerpts from some 2013 Board of Selectmen meetings. These appear to be included in the email from Mr. McSweeney. I have no reason to doubt that they are accurate, but I have not reviewed the actual minutes themselves. Three, the option agreement, and four, a chronological record of information. Andy says in his cover email to me that the seller lowered the selling price to have the hayfield preserved for agriculture. I do not see that in the option agreement, and have seen no other document that supports that conclusion, though it may be true. If it is, could someone please provide me with a document that shows that, because that would certainly be relevant to this analysis. The minutes of the Board of Selectmen from 2013 do not add any new relevant information that I can see. As for the ZBA materials, the minutes are not super informative, except that they suggest that the grant agreement under which the land was purchased required that the hayfield remain an active agricultural land. This is the type of restriction I was referring to in the first line of my opening email. Were grant funds actually used to purchase the property, and if so, has anyone looked into the terms of that grant? This would certainly be relevant to this analysis. It's also clear from the variance application, if not the ZBA minutes, that the entire asserted basis for requesting the variance was that this would allow the 7.49 acres to become part of conservation land, which could be used for passive recreation. Generally speaking, representations made before boards become implied conditions of approval. However, the variance here related to the remaining lot that houses the multifamily dwelling, and therefore it might be a bit of a stretch to say that the variance was dependent upon the 7.49 acres remaining preserved. As for chronologically, Andy provided, there are certainly suggestions in the various documents by various town officials that the recreation area would be best suited for a gravel pit area, or that individuals would like to see the hayfields preserved, but those do not change my analysis of what property must be conserved. All in all, it is clear to me that everyone intended that there be recreational fields, but no person, board, or commission, either at that time of the warrant article or when the land was actually purchased, identified where those facilities would be. Because the conservation easement was never placed on the property, we are now trying to understand everybody's intentions from 10 years ago. But from a legal point of view, it is not the party's intention that matters, not the party's intention that matters, it is what is actually in the documents. And I don't see anything in the documents that convinces me that the hayfields have to be preserved as hayfields. That being said, it does not seem to me that it would be in the town's best interest.
It does seem.
Oh, I'm sorry. That being said, it does seem to be to me that it would be in the town's best interest if all parties with an interest in the property could sit down and reach an agreement regarding where the facility should be. It would be even better if we did not have competing articles on the warrant. And since neither one was a petitioned article, both could be removed at any time before the warrant is posted. I'm happy to try and moderate such discussion if anyone's interested, but for that to be successful, I think everyone needs to come to the table, not to advocate for their understanding of the town's intentions 10 years ago, but instead come willing to put all that aside and reach an agreement on how to best use and preserve the property. Please let me know if I can be any further assistance. Thank you, Laura Spector Morgan.
There was a follow-up that clarified that one is a petition article and one is not.
Correct, because one is, so. one's from the 22nd. That was the follow-up. I believe in this chain, does the board want me to read any other part of it? I don't believe, I think that summarizes it, if I'm not mistaken. And then there was additional questions today asked by Andy. In your January 3rd, 2024 email to Naomi, you stated because the property was conveyed to the town acting by and through its Conservation Commission, I'd say it is property which is managed by the Conservation Commission. To confirm, is the Conservation Commission the manager of the Hayfield portion of the Bank Schmidt property? 2, can the Ware Conservation Commission use the Conservation Fund to purchase land to be developed for sports field as complex for the Ware Athletic Club folks and John Stark Junior Football Association Group, and the John Stark United Soccer Association and be managed by the Ware Parks and Rec Commission? 3, what are the land usage limitations incumbent upon the Ware Conservation Commission for land bought with the Conservation Fund? 4, if different, what are the land usage limitations incumbent upon the Ware Conservation Commission for land bought with the town forest account? 5, if the land usage limitations apply when purchasing land from with the Conservation Fund or town forest account, can those limitations subsequently be overridden by a town meeting vote? And 6, would the proposed petition warrant article regarding the ball fields athletic complex development on the Bank Schmidt conservation land compel any particular position or action of the Ware Conservation Commission? Thank you for considering these questions and providing information to be relevant to the Ware Conservation Commission's business, present and future. Regards, Andy.
And those have not been answered.
So there's 6 more
Yeah.
questions on the,
No,
Those last questions have not been answered.
correct. Those were put in at 4:30 this afternoon.
right, so I mean, so there's
So-
6 new questions.
Right. And again, the understanding is that Article 26, which is the petition article, is to stay, this petition article, and 24 is the one that the Board of Selectmen has the authority to either push forward or remove. But the petition article must stay.
Well, I've kind of said it all along, I guess, if someone is willing to write, put an article forth, I think it's fair to let the voters vote, but where they have 6 questions pertaining to their own article, my vote to recommend is gonna be no.
Recommend no, or recommend not to put it on the warrant or not to put it on the warrant?
It can be on there, but just recommend,
Okay, all right,
recommend
all right,
to-
so it's not, you don't recommend it, but keep it on the warrant?
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I've stayed steady
Just
with that
wanted
all through,
clarify,
whether I
that's all.
liked it or didn't like it, but.
Okay, just wanted to clarify, that's all.
I guess for the simple fact that, you know, we keep coming up with questions every time we trying to finalize this, and I think we got the answer from the attorney that answers most of the questions have been asked. I kinda thought that's what they were all along, so.
Right,
Suggested putting everybody in the same room, which I think we want.
We've done that 5 times,
Well, I don't know
Yeah.
that we've all sat
No,
down
I don't think we've done that.
We have not all sat down and she offered to mediate amongst everybody.
all right, does the board want to recognize Andy?
we've talked about it 27 times.
Yeah. Put a time limit on it?
We can put a 5-minute time limit on it.
That's all right.
Thank you, Andy Fulton with the Conservation Commission, and I want to speak directly to you, Benji. These questions should have been vetted much earlier. The Conservation Commission was not allowed to get these questions, to get the questions that we eventually did get to the town attorney until very late in the game. So when it came, we got a response, we had some follow-up questions. Let me rephrase that. I had some follow-up questions because I have not vetted those questions with other people on the commission. There simply was no public meeting, but follow-up questions I had hoped to ask over the phone verbally of the town attorney. It was impressed upon me by the town administrator that it would be better for those to be put in writing. So I did not speak with the town attorney today, even though I had authorization to speak with the town attorney. I respected what the town administrator was trying to advocate for and put questions in writing. So in doing that, I don't have the answers for you to those questions tonight. It takes longer. Okay? So I apologize that we don't have all the answers and we keep asking questions. Well, the questions inform what is before us tonight or what is to go on the warrant, but it's also beyond that. Going forward, other projects, it's information that is helpful to the commission that comes from the attorney. It's legal position. So I just want you to understand why we're in this predicament. And I know it comes off looking very poorly, and you've prefaced what you've recommended tonight as well, they keep asking questions. That makes me feel very uncomfortable with it. And I apologize for that. I don't enjoy being in this predicament. But it was a 11th hour relenting where we were actually allowed to get the questions out. So, thank you.
Understood. Thank you.
So Andy, before you sit down, you still have a couple minute or two left. Do you still recommend that this be put on the way it's worded?
I'll be speaking
Right,
plainly
just
here
as
as the
you're-
chair. I
you-
have no power here to
You
recommend
personally.
otherwise.
You personally, I understand you don't have the.
Speaking to me, yes, speaking personally, I would not have written it this way. This was adjusted from what I wrote. But I think it gives an opportunity for the commission to gain some understanding of where the town voters are. And that might be valuable to us. And if this article were not to go on the warrant, that opportunity is lost. There'll be another article that stays, I understand, but the other article does not speak to this sort of information, the same information that the Conservation Commission and I personally would gain from having it go before the voters, having it discussed at deliberative and all 9 yards.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that was me personally. I can't
Yes, I
speak with
understand. Yeah, I was asking for your personal
Thank you.
opinion.
Sherry?
I feel they ought to leave it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry that it didn't get taken care of back in 2011 or 12, whatever
13.
it was, 13, because it was all agreed upon at that point to be done, and it didn't get done. So now here we are,
10 years
thrashing it
later,
out again.
10 years down the road.
Yeah.
Bill?
Yeah, I think, the three of us were at the joint meeting with Conservation, and they expressly said they are looking for a counter to the petition article, so I think that's acknowledged, and, so, yeah, let it go. On the warrant.
Ben? Sticking with your position?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair that it's a counter to the petition, and I respect that their wishes, and that this is, they want to see something else done, and this is their way of doing it, that's fine, I'm perfectly fine with letting the public vote on that, so.
Okay.
I didn't mean to be disrespectful, Sound, I suppose I am a little on the short side tonight, but it just, we've hashed it, I guess, to death, and it's time to let the public speak, I guess. I'm okay with leaving it on there. I'd rather, we recommend a number vote to it, or don't. Now, I know I just said back a few that to not recommend one's different, but that was recommending one pay increase and not another, I guess. That's up to you guys, I don't care.
Well, I think if we're gonna do recommend it for one, we do it for all.
Because we
Of
don't,
town
we don't,
articles.
nor can we do them to the petition ones?
No, well, we can weigh in, but we,
I don't think we should,
right.
so if it's counter to one of them, I don't care,
Yeah,
either
'cause
way.
she did point out that, you can amend one or both at deliberative session to make them compatible. or if they both pass, you have to file an action in Superior Court to see which one is binding,
Right.
so.
When was that?
So she wrote that on Tuesday, the 23rd, at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it says, she has a vague recollection that if two conflicting articles pass, the second one is the binding one, but I can't find that anywhere. You can amend one or both in deliberative session to make them compatible, or if both pass, we file an action in Superior Court to see which one is binding. That was sent to Tuesday, January 23rd at 2:03 PM. It was to the board members, Conservation and Park.
I don't mean to sound like passing the buck, but I really think these are gonna be amended and talked more about deliberative.
Oh, I
session,
agree.
so
I 100%
I
agree.
don't know how much our recommend, not recommend of this verbiage is gonna matter tonight. I could be wrong, like nobody say nothing, but I would be shocked
I'd be shocked if it wasn't, yeah.
if somebody doesn't get up and rewrite both of them.
I would agree.
I could be wrong, so.
Janice?
I think I've been consistent all along that I do think that we need to get the legal questions answered before we move forward with any action. And I don't think we're at that point yet, unfortunately. We have to make a decision on this tonight, and I would respect the Conservation Commission's request to put this on here and acknowledge that the only reason they're putting it on here is to counter the petition that has been poured forth by the public. So I don't think I said anything new that anybody else didn't say already, so.
I know I haven't said anything. I guess I don't remember, and I don't remember in the past where the petition article's closed and a counteractive article came forward behind it. I don't remember that ever happening. I'm not saying it hasn't happened in the past, but I just don't remember that happening. And I guess I don't know if that sits well with me, for the fact of if the public wants to put one on there, it doesn't, to me, that's who we all work for, is the public. So I don't know, I'm torn. I mean, I think that the consensus is it's going on the warrant, which is fine. I definitely agree with Benji, it's probably gonna get chopped up, hacked up at the, deliberative, both of them probably. Hopefully we'll get some more answers before the deliberative session. And we can put most of those answers to bed, and we'll have legal counsel there too to answer if there's any wingers, if she can.
Yeah, I do have a concern that both of these articles are going to get us into more legal questions than we're in today.
Oh, I completely agree, and especially if they both pass.
Or one passes and the other one doesn't.
Yes.
Either way. The
Right.
only way it's not going to compound our legal problems is if they both fail.
Right, yes, so,
If I knew that, hey, so we're backed into a corner a little bit by the petition article, where how do we as a town body respond? If I knew, hey, everybody understands now that this is gonna take longer, and we could amend, if we could just put the petition article on and amend it in such a way that it's a lot
kinda
more,
meets a lot more.
you know, it doesn't say a whole lot.
checks more of the boxes.
And everybody knows it's just gonna take another year, then great, that would be great, but we don't know that. So,
And I don't think it has to take a year. I mean,
No,
we
but
could
if-
get
if
this
something had to
resolved in
go
the
before
next
the
few
town.
months,
Right.
with some concerted effort and dedication to seeing it through.
no, anything that would have to go on a warrant is
Oh,
really
okay,
what I'm
I'm sorry.
speaking to. This was not the right year for it, at the pace we were moving ahead of now.
Right, I would agree with that, so. All right, so I think the consensus is it's going on the ballot. Is that the consensus I'm gathering? Okay, and now I will call the vote of recommend or not recommend. Sherry,
Recommend.
Salem,
Recommend.
Ricky, do not recommend. Ben,
No.
and Janice.
Yes, and again, because the Conservation Commission is asking us to put it forward.
Okay. All right, so it's on. And then the petitioner, all right, now.
Who's talking about it?
Now who's gonna talk
Talking to
about it?
us.
There we go. Not it. It was 3 in favor, 2 opposed, no abstentions.
There's two that I'd vote on talking about it. There's two that I would vote on
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
talking about it.
but, and again,
See who
we
volunteers.
can also, again, this is, rolls back to what Naomi just said, is they're looking for somebody to move it. And then we can recognize Andy or Steve or somebody to speak on it. But still has to have the blurb
I'll
written.
do it.
Okay, understood.
Somebody's gotta do it.
Okay. And then the petition articles, we don't even move those, do we?
I think someone has to.
I think they have to be
You
read, don't they?
recognize whoever
I'll do the petition articles, but again, we don't have to write a blurb.
No,
No, I'll move them, yeah, all 3 of them,
all three?
yeah.
And I believe that the first one is not legal.
So,
You still have to leave it on there.
Right.
yeah, and it was weighed in, and Salem and I had this discussion at the vote. I think we all know kind of the background of it. It says consecutive terms for, committees and boards and et cetera. But Salem seems to recall that particular case that she calls out was for elected, right?
That's what the Hooksett decision was.
Right.
And again, we were just staying around at the.
Yeah, just,
polling
just,
machines.
like I say, yeah, kick in the
Yeah.
dirt, we were
Yeah.
just talking about it
That
loose,
was,
but,
that was my recollection of the
Was
Hooksett case.
elected.
so we may have to ask that at the deliberative, you
Yeah.
know, or maybe we can ask her in between.
Yeah, because it says,
Yeah.
in that same paragraph above, it
Mhm.
says legal petition articles are binding, illegal ones are not. Article 26, for example, is illegal. You can opt to amend it at deliberative session or let it go forth as written and just not enforce it if it passes. It cannot be removed from the warrant.
Correct, we
Right.
can't remove it, but it can be
Right.
altered, right?
And that is
So,
referring to the new Article 25.
Yes,
Right, that's Article 25 now.
Right.
Yeah.
so, all right, well, that answers that.
We can choose to. I'm gonna put our foot in our collective mouths here. Can choose to recommend, not recommend. I'm basing that, I've seen previous warrants where that was done for matters that involve money. And Finance Committee chimed in on, I believe, 26, I guess, Tom, can you confirm?
What-
Did Finance Committee give a recommendation, not recommendation on the petition articles, or at least the last two?
Did that yet, but, unless it's money involved.
You did.
You did. Did we do that?
So you had 26 and 27,
You did the last two.
the last two, okay.
You did not do anything with the eligibility or the restricting eligibility. You
Okay.
did do on the last two.
Right.
I
Okay,
think the assumption was it was gonna cost $60,000 for either one of them in order to put it into conservation land.
That goes back to the article that we just talked about.
okay, all right. So I guess 25 we would not weigh, and 26 and 27, mostly for the fact that Finance Committee weighed in? Is that what you're thinking?
I'm just bringing it up.
Okay,
I don't
that's
know,
fine.
may choose not to.
Let me ask this to the Finance Committee, is it gonna go in your mailer? 26 and 27?
I'm guessing yes.
If you guys weighed in on it, I'm assuming it's gonna go in the mailer. Wasn't discussed?
I don't have the minutes of that meeting with me,
She'll know, she'll know.
Sure, no.
no.
But if you guys are weighing in on it, I would think it probably would navigate in there.
I could have sworn Bill Anderson put something on there about the two competing, something about the competing articles you guys weren't gonna, you thought it would be good to pause for a year. That's what I
Right.
remember.
That was a discussion.
That
And
was a discussion, but
actually, I think you got a pretty good legal opinion.
Okay, all right,
they're meeting again Wednesday night to finish, that's why we have to finish.
okay, all right. All right, so I guess back to Salem's,
And let me ask one more
Question,
question. So, because these are gonna get amended, do we do a final vote, recommend, not recommend? I mean,
We
like, what
have
if it gets,
not.
what if it gets flipped on its head?
we have not because the intention has always stayed the same. Where you can't change the intention of the article, you may be able to zero it out or whatever.
Yeah,
but-
I'm thinking, you know, what if, I'm picking one, just like, what if one of the wage adjustments, the number changes, and then it's like, oh, well, now
No, I don't recommend
I
it.
feel differently.
I don't think we've ever changed it midstream like that, have we?
Deliberative session sets the ballot.
Yeah. I don't think we ever weighed in on it afterwards, because that is the first meeting of the two meetings. So that's basically the binding meet.
So, just to, so if the article changes as they do,
Mhm.
you gotta get together on the 5th and write your purposes.
Mhm.
At that time, you're gonna know if the number changes. So your purpose
That's what I'm
is
getting at,
pretty
yeah.
straightforward, but
So I guess, so let's just use an article, the fire wages line. If it gets amended to 0, so there's no impact, what would the recommendation be? The recommendation would really have no merit, because it holds no weight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so let's,
zero.
but let's call it 1%. I'm picking a different example. What if it's
Okay.
amended to average 1%, and then it's like, well, you know what, okay, fine, and I changed my mind.
Right. Would it
I don't know if I would, but,
Would it change the recommendation, because
Yeah.
it got recommended?
Yeah.
It would just change the vote number, that's all. Right?
Sure.
Because right now it's recommended still,
and then again, what if it got changed to 10%?
yeah. Okay, understood. No, I get it. I understand, I just.
Engineering
I-
through this.
I just don't remember in the past changing it after we've said it here, at this point in the game, that's all. So, But-
Well, I don't see any reason why you couldn't put that in your purpose. You know, the article originally said blah, our vote was blah, and during the first session, it got amended, and, you know, the recommendation was based on
purpose though.
You don't have enough
we
room.
could.
you
mailer.
wouldn't have enough room.
Yeah, but your purpose,
There's only a sentence.
your purpose is the final article that's gonna appear on the ballot. And what is the purpose of that article?
Yeah, we really don't.
I don't think
this-
we can sway people
There's-
yes or
Okay.
no.
Yeah, and there's no,
You just
yeah,
have
this,
to be pretty neutral, straightforward, to explain what the article is and let them decide.
I know the finance committee
Got it.
does touch upon it, but I know that in our purposes, we don't touch upon the recommendation. It's
Okay.
just the intent of the article.
appreciate the
How about-
education.
I'm not saying that we couldn't, I'm just,
I don't know if it'll come up, but, you
Yeah,
know,
that's fine.
I'd rather ask now than when,
Yeah.
when it's in the moment.
ask me on the 5th.
And on Saturday, if you're still puzzled before we leave, we can
Just
ask
ask Laura,
negotiators.
she's there,
Yeah,
She's there with us.
bring a list, and a picnic, so,
yeah.
And a picnic,
and a picnic. All right,
Dinner too.
probably.
supper.
So I guess back to your original question, before we got deviated, was, do we want, as a board, to recommend, not recommend 26, 27? Or do we want to weigh in, period?
I'd rather not weigh in on the petition.
I don't want to weigh in at
I
all.
would rather not as well.
Well, that's 3, so
Okay.
doesn't matter what I have to say.
All right, so it's finalized, and now do we, I know we were gonna think about it, do we wanna go back and see if anybody took a lot extra?
I think it's worth it.
Huh?
I think it's worth doing, just double check.
If we include the petition articles, I took 6.
Got 5.
Got 4.
So you all get one of these, I wrote them down.
Yep.
This is a who speaks, so you know
Right,
what we're
and we'll have that at the deliberative,
I bet
so we know.
copies.
Okay.
So right now I have, Kipler 6 for the budget, Sherry for CBA, Salem for non-union town employees, DPW wage adjustment expenditure, Rick is, fire department wage adjustment, Janice did the full-time library, the police cruiser, Salem did the police revolving fund, Janice did legal, Benji did the full-time inspector, Rick did the county rigid, Benji did road reconstruction, Sherry took the roadside mower, Salem took the trailer caddy, Benji took the landfill cap, Cypre, Sherry took forester, Sherry took east road, Salem took petitions, the last 3 Ricky took, Ricky took.
So Ricky obviously took the heaviest share.
Well, yeah, but
Count,
the last 3 are just kind of
All you gotta
through
do
the,
is
through the
read
motion,
question.
through the motions, but,
And
Means,
just for like Salem and them, you're familiar with it, but when you guys, if you took an article, a lot of times you move the question, there's a second, and then you open up for discussion, and then you can allow DPW director, police chief,
or if you wanted to say
anybody
a
else
couple
to-
words, whatever.
Yeah, and
Yep.
then you'll defer the rest to the chief, and then usually the chief speaks,
Mhm.
either chief or Jason.
Mhm. Or you may say your piece and turn to them and they go, thanks. That's happened in the past too.
that's it.
Like I said, you may turn to them and say, you wanna add anything? And they go, no, thanks. Yep, so. Is that understood by everybody?
John just moved every question.
Huh?
I said John just moved every question.
And then turned
That's
around.
fine.
Yeah, then turned around to you. That's
But that
it.
was fine, I just soon
Yeah.
spoke on my own when I was in charge.
Absolutely, yeah. So, all
And he knew that, so that's why he did that,
Mm-hmm.
so I appreciated it.
right.
I have the least amount. Does anybody want to hand one over to me? I have this 3 and everybody else has 4 or more.
I think you're here to help each other.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, but,
And you can jump in on anybody else's too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
something-
that's the other thing too, is we've had that before too, where, you know, we start talking about it and somebody loses steam and somebody picks up and runs with it. So, that's
Okay.
happened in the past.
speak now or,
Forever holding my peace.
no, not forever,
Oh,
just for tonight.
Yeah. 7 more meetings?
Yes.
6.5?
6.5. Don't push the envelope. Yeah, no, I'm good with what I got. So, okay,
We marked both those off the agenda.
yeah, that's it.
Jeez.
Which is the manifest next. Look at that, sailing right along. And it's a short one too. That's good, because I'm almost out of wind from reading the emails. To order the treasurer to sign roll payroll accounts payables checks dated February 1st, 2024, is including the following manifest. A payroll manifest of $73,562.79 weekly payroll, and accounts payable manifest of $92,852.45, for a total of $166,415.24. Is there a second?
Second,
Moving second. All those in favor?
aye.
Yes.
Aye.
All right, brings us to a gaggle of minutes.
Yeah, I know a
They're all in my file. Where'd they go?
While everybody's pulling those up, can we have a short discussion about transcripts versus minutes,
Sure,
please?
love to. Or do you want to talk about before or after?
It doesn't matter.
You wanna
I
talk-
just figured while you guys are pulling it up, we could do that, but if everybody's ready, we can do it after.
Go ahead,
We'll talk
Kate.
about it after, but
I
I
was
agree.
gonna say,
I
it'll
agree
be
we have
fresh
that
in your mind
conversation.
of
Yeah.
how long these are.
Yeah,
when
I think
we
that's
do it
probably,
after.
yeah, we do it after. Yeah. All right. The December 11th meeting. Anything on that one?
Yes.
Okay, line?
9092.
9092.
Sorry, I wrote these for last week, so I'm gonna need to refresh a little bit. And then I did not have internet today, so.
Oh, handy.
I'm like catching up
Yeah,
on a bit.
fish out of water, right? Yeah.
Okay, so what I wrote down, 99.2, Selectman Bloom said that he is in favor of putting the contract out to bid. Selectman Bloom said that they may be chosen like CC Vice Chair Najar there. Oh, okay. Yeah, it just says Najar there. I think it should say Najar says, since there are some complicated criteria.
Okay. Anything else for anybody?
I have line 53.
Yes.
Selectman Matthews said that she read the April 27th meeting. If I said read, I didn't mean to say that. I did watch it. I did not
Watch.
read it.
Okay.
And 80, we were talking about the Board of Selectmen giving permission to become an official town committee. I don't know if we need to insert official there or not.
Probably wouldn't hurt,
I think it would be
because
good.
right now they're really not, so.
Yeah, I think they've been meeting.
Oh, yeah, they've been meeting, yeah.
So that's,
You guys can appoint them without going to town meeting.
Correct.
That's it.
Yeah.
yep,
All right, anything else?
not from me.
115,
Oh, yes.
there's a perspective that should be prospectus.
Okay.
And then 158, 159, I wrote, so I believe it says, currently Selectman Bloom said he did not feel comfortable signing it because it made a statement about going for a quiet title. And I watched the video again last week. And I was trying to flip through some pages. That makes it sound like, sorry, did not feel comfortable signing it because it made a statement about going for a quiet title. That's not accurate. I didn't feel comfortable signing it because I wasn't, and, well, let's see, I wrote down possible fixes. Selectman Bloom said he did not feel comfortable signing it yet because it made a statement which he needed more information about. I didn't have a feeling one way. I don't really care about the quiet title side of it, is what I was trying to.
Do we just put regarding quiet title at the end? Because you said didn't have a feeling either one way, but just so it has a
So
topic
that's
attached to it.
I guess the potential, I would swap it to, Selectman Bloom said he did not feel comfortable signing it yet because it made a statement which he needed more information about. And then I did end up voting for it, just wanted to hear more about it.
Okay. Anything else? for
That's all I
anybody?
had for the 11th.
Anybody else? I'll entertain a motion.
Move that we accept the December 11th minutes as amended.
Is there a second?
Second,
All those in favor?
yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna abstain, I was not there.
You're abstaining?
Yep, I was not there. And then we move to the 18th.
I've got a good one.
Oh, boy,
That's funny.
I was not there.
18th?
That's right, this was your
Benji
show.
was not there
You
either.
were there in spirit.
Yeah.
You were there,
I was
guiding
wa-
my
I was-
hand.
I was watching. Yeah.
Line 140 says, Selectman Bloom said he has been fingerprinted on a machine such as the PD is describing. That makes it sound like I got arrested or something, when I specifically said fingerprinted for his work.
For his employment, you wanna say employment instead of work? Okay.
Let us get the handcuffs.
Can we get that record?
And then 177, there's a finance director slipped in there, which I think should be a finance administrator.
177.
Right towards the end, it says finance director.
Good
That's-
catch.
That's all I had for the 18th.
Anybody
I
else for the
I didn't
18th?
find anything. Jerry?
There's only 3 of you.
You have anything? Well, I'm going to move that we accept the December 18th minutes as amended.
Is there a second?
Second,
Moved and seconded, all those in favor?
yes.
Yes.
Abstain.
Abstain. Two of us weren't there. All right, we move to 27th.
Line 78 was my first one.
Yep.
And it's more of a question. Tom Marshall, is it T-H-O-M?
That's how he spells
It
it.
is correct?
Yeah.
Okay. 116 talks about Raider training. I didn't think it was Raider, I thought it was something else. Something with an R, but... Does anybody
I think
remember?
Is it radar?
Probably radar.
Oh, radar.
Radar training?
Yeah, I'm not
The
sure.
Radar gun
Oh.
for when you do traffic stops?
Or is it specific, isn't it?
No,
Oh,
it's a name. It's a
LiDAR?
name.
I think it's
No,
LiDAR.
it's a name. Like,
That's what I mean, I think the name is LiDAR, L-I-D-A.
no, it was definitely an R, and it was
Oh.
a name.
Oh.
Could we get that validated? And then 154 says Chief Moore said. Chief Moore was not here. He sent that through a text to Sergeant Montplaisir.
Okay.
So I want to add through text to
Yeah.
Sergeant Montgomery.
Yeah.
And then get the ammo and shield. Is that right? The rest of it?
Yeah, it was just Chief Moore said, it was
Through text.
through text to Sergeant Montplaisir.
Anything else?
That's all I had.
Anything else from anybody else?
I didn't read it. I'm gonna abstain.
Okay.
I don't remember reading that one.
I thought the non-public portion was, there were parts that were a bit more nuanced than the description suggested.
Where's this?
Let me see.
The bottom?
Again, I'm trying to recall my notes from last week, which is
This is still on the 27th?
on the 27th.
Okay. Make sure.
The first one or the second one? There were two that evening,
Were they both put in the minutes?
yes.
The one about the historical building, the
Okay, that's the second
stone
one.
building, okay. Let's see, so what I wrote down, discussion ensued regarding the need to change that as it is a town-owned building rented annually by the Historical Society for $1 per year. Thought that kind of summarized a very, very broad discussion.
Hold on, where are we? Are we in the, oh, close.
Actually, there were three of them, weren't there?
Okay, gotcha.
Sorry, there's three. You're on number 3.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Forgot.
I'm sorry, I lost my place.
I should have taken better notes than just line numbers. Yeah, I just, like, it's subjective, but I thought it made it sound like the board wanted to change it when I thought there was a lot more nuance there. Like, I asked to see the lease, but there isn't really a lease. And we talked about the building over here and, you know, the difference between, is there any difference if the lease is $1 versus not $1? Does the handyman go into the daycare building, all that stuff?
So are you proposing an insertion?
I'm trying to come up with one. What is the line, like, what is the object of needing to change that? What's right above discussion ensued?
The line before that is, it was determined that it is not a camera, it is a program that allows the heat to be turned up and monitored via Selectman Burdick's personal phone.
Okay,
So it was,
Discussion
Discussion
ensued regarding the
regarding
need to
that.
change that.
okay,
Right.
as it is, right, yeah, and there was a
That-
discussion
that makes
about like,
sense.
well, but they are leasing it, so they're tenants, so does the tenant have a right to do that?
I don't remember discussing that per se. I do remember
Because
discussing
we
the,
talked about the same thing with the daycare being a tenant over there.
right, but I just don't remember that.
I can go in and turn it up
Yeah.
manually, but I can't
Yeah, no, I
Turn
don't,
it
I
up
just
on
don't
the
remember that
phone.
after part. I remember talking about the rest, but,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think we just leave it? Or do we wanna insert?
Or potential need. Insert
Sure.
potential in front of need, because we didn't say that we needed to change it at
Yeah.
that point in time.
Yeah. I would go with
I'd
that.
feel better about that.
I would go with that, yeah.
Potential need to
Potential
change
need.
on line
Okay.
47.
Okay.
Okay, anything else on the 27th?
No.
I'll move that we approve the meeting minutes as amended. Is there a second?
With the addition of, or the correction of the correct rater on 116.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to ask them.
Yeah, that's fine.
I thought LiDAR was right, but I don't know.
Okay.
And then I thought radar was right, so.
Okay, all right. So once we get that proper terminology, we're good.
Yeah,
Is there a second?
second,
Moving second, all those in favor?
yes.
abstain.
Okay. All right, and then we move to
I don't think I meant the 8th or
1/8?
something,
oh, that one's long.
I don't think I got through the 8th.
Okay,
but- So you have 8, 10, 15, and I have been hopeful for 22, but.
10 was pretty short. Do we want to try that one?
Yeah, that's the only other one I have.
Okay.
I was gonna do more today,
Yeah,
but
but-
Comcast was out all day. Still,
sounds about
still
right.
don't have it.
Okay. All
Are
right,
you gonna do 10 or no?
yeah, we're gonna do 10.
I was not at the meeting, but on line 13, my name is spelled wrong that I was not there.
10. Yep, there it is. Neither were you. You weren't there either. Okay.
So I've got 3940. It says Chairman Fulton replied that it contradicts and clarifies who is to carry out the tasks to complete the original purchase, and then I corrected that to redirects and clarifies.
I would agree.
Say that again?
It says contradicts and clarifies, 3940, redirects
Makes you
and
redirect.
clarifies. And then there was no mention that we gave our approval of the warrant article that they were gonna draft.
Okay.
Where do you wanna go back?
I guess right after that.
With the space that goes by?
Yep.
I have it printed if that helps.
Yeah. Instead of trying to read microscopic font.
Thank you.
Not in color.
Right. Black and white. good to see.
3940. Yeah, I guess it would be before. I think it'd be right after that. So line 40, jumping in the middle there, tasks to complete the original purchase, and then something about the Board of Selectmen. And I don't remember if we voted or did it by consensus, but the Board of Selectmen agreed to give authority to the Chair of Conservation and the Chair of Parks and Rec to communicate. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead on a different thing. This was about the warrant article.
There's a, right.
Gosh, sorry. Board of Selectmen agreed that they would consider a warrant article as summarized.
Right.
Because he read his initial version, and they were gonna go around on it and get us one.
So you wanna put it after, task to complete the purchase, add a sentence that says BOS agreed that they would consider warrant article as summarized? Does that sound correct?
And then kind of similarly, 42 says Selectman Burdick suggested that Town Administrator Bolton, but that also ended up being like a consensus of the board. We all, like you and I chimed in and said, yeah, that's a good idea.
So BOS consensus, BOS, I see what you're doing with that.
Right, yeah, like BOS directed Town Administrator Bolton to send.
Oh, that was for conservation.
Yeah, this is the joint meeting.
Oh, I didn't, yeah, to send it, to share whatever was sent to the attorney, I think.
And then, line 43, it says, have already been sent to Conservation Commission. That should be sent to Town Council.
Right.
That is the end of my notes on minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anything else on the 10th?
No.
Oh,
And I thought you asked me to send the attachments to conservation so he could see what extra he had to send to her.
yeah, that was what we
So
intended.
it
Right, but I
wasn't-
thought,
I just said,
That's how
I just said
understood, because I
share.
sent all of the things that I sent to her previously.
yeah,
So there
So that
wasn't
he didn't
overlap.
overlap.
right, and I thought
I think it said.
I was correcting that.
It said, board directed, town manager Bolton send whatever documents that had already been sent to,
And I think that should say Town Council.
oh, gotcha. What she's already said, okay.
yeah,
It just is worded a little awkward,
Right.
because I think it was to give them what they already saw, and then they were gonna package together.
What had already been sent to Town Council to Conservation Commission.
So they knew, instead of
So
sending
they
everything.
knew
So they're
not-
Yeah, no, I get it,
duplicating
yeah, I get,
stuff.
and we could just have both of them.
To conservation, okay. Alright,
Anything else? Move to approve the January 10th meeting minutes as amended.
Second.
All those in favor?
Hi,
Abstentions?
Abstain.
Copy. Okay, so, all right, so we're gonna do, what?
302?
Yes. And that was as far as we got. So the 15th will be outlining, the 22nd, the
And the 8th.
8th. Okay.
Okay. So, our minute taker spends a lot of time, I have to imagine, looking at the YouTube videos and typing this much detail. We spend a lot of time having
Reviewing it.
to review it and then really tweak the words because want to make sure if we're capturing them as transcripts that the total intention is right. And to me, my opinion is that we don't have to provide transcripts. So why are we providing transcripts? We're spending a lot of time from us, from the minute taker. That's minutes that, or time she's not doing some other minutes. We have problems on other boards of not getting minutes out, not just ours. And at some point, she's gonna say, well, you know, I'm spending 20 hours and I'm just making things up. I don't know
Right.
what number she actually spends on ours. But I'm spending a whole lot of time on yours, and then I have to go do the others, so, you know, it's gonna end up being a money issue
I think
at
if-
some point.
If that video is actually working.
Plus, we still
people-
have
people
almost
can-
all the time, I know we've had a couple technical difficulties.
that would be
The YouTube videos are there.
Right.
That's what I would think would be the deciding factor, right? So we have an issue, we have a known issue on the 22nd, right? That the system failed. And it was kind of, I want to say confirmed, but you said the wheels kept spinning over there. So we kind of had a hint that something might not be working. That, to me, would require itemized, very detailed, because that's probably not existing up on the YouTube, on
There's
the
no
WW.
video, right.
Right.
But what we are
even-
doing, just to be clear, what we are doing is going above and beyond what the law requires.
Oh,
And I'm not
100%.
saying that that's not a good thing.
Oh, no, right.
But I
No,
just
I
want to make
understand
sure that we understand, when we're doing this, it's above and beyond
Right.
what we are legally required to do.
So the video doesn't mean anything, it's your written minutes that do.
Oh, no, no,
Which is why
I realize that.
feel like
No.
ask for a little more detail.
I realize that.
Because technically, some communities take down the videos once you approve your minutes.
But if you don't take them down, they are public records.
But they aren't the written approved ones.
No, but if you don't take them down, they do become public record.
Well, I think the written documents that are recorded and put in the vault with the town.
Are the
clerk are
legally
what
binding-
Legally binding ones are.
Right. They may be a public record, yes,
Yeah,
but
they are.
it's still, but it's not kept on file in the municipality, per se.
And when YouTube runs out of space, I mean, they're back till 2015 still, right?
Right, right now, but that could change, and they could dump up to 17, we don't know.
Yeah.
So, but like Naomi says, whatever's in the vault is the true record that we're gonna go back on. I
I
mean,
understand what she's saying,
Yeah.
because it is nice to go back,
yeah.
you
If we,
know, especially when something comes out.
if we can get the 7mm out of, or whatever they were there, the reel-to-reels, you know, we can go back and check that out,
Yeah.
so.
So I'd like to make a motion that we stop providing typed transcripts on normal meetings where we know we don't have technical difficulties going on, such as the spinning where we don't know.
And you propose?
And I propose that we return to standard published minutes.
Is there a second? I will second that. Discussion.
I guess if, I don't feel really strongly one way or the other. I guess if it was one of us taking it, or Naomi, like she was taking them, I mean, she's also helping us feed us the information to conduct our meetings. She's busy anyway, so taking detailed notes was, you know, we do have someone that's their job.
But if they bail, then where are we gonna be at?
That
I
may
guess
be an
we-
appropriate time to make this decision.
Okay.
Again, I don't feel super strongly, it just seems like, other than, hopefully our budget season, our meetings go more like this, but our last month's worth of meetings, it's been hard to approve them, because they're so
They've been so
lengthy,
long.
but hopefully that gets better. Now, budget season's almost over. So, again, we haven't had trouble since, we didn't have trouble before, I just thought it was a big workload on somebody that was already sitting at the table trying to help run a meeting. Where somebody's got that job, and we actually had like five, I don't wanna put a number out, but wasn't there like half a dozen people that put in? 3 or 4 of them we thought were pretty well qualified, actually.
Yeah. What boards are being represented by our minute taker currently?
The only one this one is Park.
And
So
and
it's
she-
Fire Ward,
so she does
ZBA.
ZBA, Planning Board, Conservation, you, and Board of Fire Wards. Board of Fire Wards gonna drop off at
Right.
the town meeting.
Right.
And
Can you
then
refresh-
for 2 months, there's been no applications for zoning, so there hasn't been zoning.
I guess,
Refresh my memory, how we pay her?
You pay her $900 a month stipend,
Right.
regardless of the amount of time.
right.
And just to cover Park approved last month, because it has its own line item
Mhm.
for,
You guys have a minute taken now?
transcriber. No, I think the rec went up.
Oh,
I have to double check
Yeah,
that.
they had asked.
We're moving
and
forward.
Okay.
She couldn't add one more meeting right now.
no,
She's
it's fine,
got a
understood,
one.
small, yeah, little one, yeah. I guess I'm in favor of an in-between. Maybe not detailed transcription, but maybe above and beyond just the bare bones, somewhere in between. Is that?
Well, there's certain things at public hearings you do have to do a little more detail.
Yes, yep, and I think that that's understood. But, you know, the back and forth in,
Of the warrant articles and.
Yeah. yeah, I mean, that could be summarized somewhat, right? But in between, if there was a high point, pull it out. And I think our minute taker is more than capable of understanding what's a high point, what's not, right?
Or some of them, if it just says, he said X, she said Y, back and forth, you know.
Discussion
Turn to
ensued.
bullet points or something.
Yeah, or discussion ensued between X and Y. and-
Sure.
Yeah, and this was the topic.
Yeah, and this was the outcome.
And
Yeah.
And I do-
motions, decisions,
and
votes.
Just because I'm about to forget if I don't say it, I don't think that I asked for more detail before, I just asked that they start getting published again. But this level of detail existed before I was ever on this board.
Okay.
Which I think is where, when we hired her,
Yep.
that's what she had to look at.
Yeah, she had that
I
thing,
think
so that's probably what
the
she's
discussion
run
about
with.
the level of, but
Yeah,
the whole, this one said, that one said, and then it just, I think she's picked up more on the discussion ensued, but, public hearings have to be exactly what everyone's asking.
okay, understood.
Yeah, and I'm not proposing this because I think she's doing a bad job.
No.
Just to be 100% clear, that's not it.
No, I
Okay.
think she's doing a very good job.
Yes, she is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, I agree. But again, is it advantageous to everyone to have that continue?
I think not,
Okay.
but that's my opinion.
Okay. All right, so there's a motion on the table, we've had some discussion. I think that the intention is to back off some, obviously after this discussion, because, hey, she's gonna see it. So, is to a happy medium between. More than the bare bones, less than the full plate. That seem reasonable?
Yeah, as long as we are okay to keep revisiting if it shoots
Yeah.
too far under.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
I think it's a moving target,
Yep.
I think, so.
Yeah, whatever she's comfortable with. I mean, I don't know, maybe this is how she, I thought we paid a stipend, but I couldn't remember, so that would've.
I'm gonna help her out a little bit, pull your mic closer.
Oh,
I know this one's loud and proud, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I
some
feel
of
like
them
I'm always
aren't.
eating it.
Yeah, some of them are not, and Janice has too, so.
Yeah, I have to have two.
I said, I guess whatever she feels most comfortable taking, and if she likes taking these super lengthy ones, fine, but
I'm assuming.
if there's an in-between that you can have and capture everything very accurately,
Okay.
it's fine. I think we've had some pretty controversial meetings in the last 6 months, and,
Which should be captured, I
yeah,
think,
capture what we can of
in,
that.
in her professional role, she's kinda in that mix, she
When
knows the
can
difference.
Put that all together,
Yeah,
then, great, so.
and I know Naomi does send her information over about who was here
She
and,
doesn't know who anyone is,
right,
because she
yeah.
doesn't live here.
Right, yeah, that
And
helps.
you could also say, this was a really hot topic, please, you know, just,
All right, yeah,
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion?
yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 Opposed? Nobody. All right.
So, I just wanna, you guys got this funny looking package yet?
Yes,
Yeah.
and that was for
So
the,
you guys had asked me on the listserv to go out and find, or ask the listserv what we could have for sample engineering and legal, so you got a mixture here. Take your time and look at it, I mean, it's nothing you can do now, but in 2024, we have to put ours out to bid again. So you'd ask me for research, and that's, you all got a hard copy.
yes, great. There it is. We get some copies if you'd like to hear. So,
Easy,
I-
easy reading.
I know everybody's real excited. I would like to do a very brief non-public.
under
Let me double check, but C,
A and C. A is compensation, C is reputation.
C.
All right, it's good, because I was hoping one too, so. But it may be the same topic, you never know. All right, any other business to be conducted?
Yeah,
Oh.
What are you gonna do about the bridge?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Do
Are
we,
those the ones I missed?
Yeah. huh?
No.
No.
Alright, so, are you gonna talk about everybody? These are the 9 people I sent you. They sent a request to volunteer.
Yeah.
You put them in our box, right?
No.
We got an email.
Got an email, yeah.
I sent them all in one email, though, I put them one behind the other.
When was
Yeah,
that?
I just didn't know if we wanted to talk about names or not.
Well, that's.
That's a
I
good
have the
point.
Point names, but is that what you're after?
It's not, but that's a good point. I have names in mind. I don't think it'll take but a minute.
Should've left my phone in my truck,
And
I
then
had a
the other
couple
thing I
too.
had sent you to was, having someone do the lien searches and then the mortgage searches,
Mhm.
so that we can, I sent that in an email too.
While they're looking up for the bridge volunteers, is there a reason we're not going through the purchasing policy on the tax collector? Sending out a bid?
Well, there's 3 quotes.
Right, but we didn't actually send a bid, did we? With,
No, but if it's
performance
under $5,000
parameters.
Or whatever, we can get 3 quotes, correct?
is it? I don't know. There weren't prices on them.
Yeah, under 5,
Well,
under 5 is
It's-
3 quote.
It honestly is very hard, because you don't know how many people don't pay their taxes. So the lien process is a certain fee, and then the notified mortgagee is another fee. So Newfound and, the total notice were pretty similar. My only question to you was, one is in-state, one is out-of-state in that one, so everything is done electronically. And then the one that we've used in the past, we didn't meet last year's requirement as far as timing. As you can see, the agreement didn't even get signed until 23, and you're supposed to let everybody know
Oh, they're there.
that you're gonna lien in April, and you didn't sign the agreement for it to even get started until April, so. That's why the suggestion was maybe not a new broom sweep clean, but somebody else. We've never, in all the years I've been here, we've used the same one that we've always used year after year, and that one didn't even provide something in writing. It was like, if you wanna go with me, I'll provide you a contract. The others provided us a contract, and I believe I sent you guys all one from each, and I sent you the 23 one that we signed on the original. Because it just said the proposed contract will be based on the number, and if you're going to do that, she'll send you a contract to sign.
Okay.
And then I still have to run upstairs and make changes to the warrant.
Yes, and then we have to post it tonight, so it's gonna be out there.
Post it tonight.
Did we want to discuss the,
I kinda wanna table the lean one. It's not,
Hey, which one?
the lean one,
Okay.
I don't know how everybody feels.
it's fine, we can do
It's
it.
fine.
Yep, I have no problem with that.
Can you just table it for like 1 week so we can still get it started? Is that?
That works for me.
And I guess, Janice's question has me thinking, how much did we spend last year?
In.
For
Since it was
searches,
fluid.
liens and searches?
Yeah, how much did we?
Oh.
We signed an agreement for $2,420. This year, she's anticipating it being $2,720,
Okay.
but I think postage went up as well. But we can table it.
Yeah, I'd
Let's table it.
prefer to.
Mhm. Okay.
So then we got three non-publics? Bridge, yours and mine?
Ours might be the same when it's all said and done,
Okay.
so we'll find out. Potentially 3. I think mine would be more A and C than just C, but we'll go from there. So, all right, any other business? Nope.
Good seeing everybody at the polls.
Yes, yep,
Oh,
that was a,
I had bum
No,
foot
just-
and I was dreading it a little and I ended up having a good time. So it's like old home day.
Yeah,
yep. No, I think that was well conducted.
I was just handing out stickers and helping people.
Yeah, yeah.
And thank you to all the DPW workers.
Yes. Definitely, yeah,
That was a lot of snow,
yes, and heavy
heavy
snow.
snow.
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
so. All right, anything else? All right, you want me to make the motion? Or you want me to? I've
You
got
do it.
memorized, so.
Yeah. Use it while you got it.
Yeah, all right, and I can eject it out of my memory in the 13th.
You've just got like 6 more meetings, right?
That's it. All right, we're going to non-public on RSA 91A3, Roman numeral 2, C.
Second.
There's a second. All those in favor, roll call. Sherry?
Yes.
Salem?
Yes.
Ricky? Yes?
Yes.
Benji? And Janice?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You gonna adjourn after?
Yeah, we'll adjourn after the 2 or 3, whatever we're gonna have. So.